need freedom. I don't wanna work every day just to pay bills and die. I need freedom. Man, feeling like a caged bird. I wanna spread my wings and fly. That freedom. To my girl, pack the bags, but we about to catch a cab. Man, we need freedom. Oh man, we could all use a little bit of freedom. Yeah, I don't wanna work every day just to pay bills and die. I need freedom. Man, feeling like a caged bird. I wanna spread my wings and fly. That freedom. Yeah, to my girl, pack the bags, but we about to catch a cab. And we need freedom. Oh my God, we could all use a little bit of freedom. Yeah, I don't wanna work every day just to pay bills and die. I need freedom. Man, feeling like a caged bird. I wanna spread my wings.
Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us here on Wind Down Fridays. I'm your host, Veronica Ward, along with my beautiful co-host.
Hi, it's Sybrina Brown.
Thank you guys once again for joining us here on Wind Down Fridays.
Yes.
And tonight we got our wonderful wine of the week, as well as our subject of tonight, which is breaking generational curses.
Ooh. Good one.
It's going to be good and juicy.
Yes, it
All right.
is.
Okay, so what kind of wine we got for this week?
Girl, we're going to have a wine that I can barely pronounce. I hope you can pronounce it with me, girl.
Oh, good. Now you know.
No, it's a rosé wine. It's from Spain. It's called Sangre de Toro.
Oh,
Sangre de Toro.
I can't roll R, so Sangre de Toro.
That's it. That's how you say it.
Yeah. All right.
But this rosé has 14.5% alcohol. It's supposed to be real silky smooth and very fruity. So we will see what this Sangre de Toro tastes like.
Oh, I seen it has a little bull.
It has a little bull. It was hanging, but it fell off. But we kept him. Yeah, he's our little friend. We're gonna put him over here. All right.
So Sangre de Toro.
Let's check out this rosé.
Okay,
girl.
it's pretty though,
It's
isn't it?
beautiful. I'm ready for this.
Cheers.
Yes, ma'am. Woo! That's a stout rosé.
Honey,
Woo!
you know what? You know what it really tastes like?
What?
You know how you go get them antibiotics like a penicillin? Don't tell that penicillin medicine. Don't tell like that to you. You don't tell that penicillin. Girl.
No.
Smell it. You don't do. Girl, this thing might cure some stuff. You
It
never
might,
know.
girl. It might be all right
You
tonight.
got a cold.
We're going to be cured tonight. It is strong, though. Woo!
Girl, don't
It's
just.
potent.
That's a like penicillin medicine.
That's the strongest rosé I've had.
I bet you'll heal.
Girl. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the legs on it. Ooh, yes.
Girl, that's
It's definitely got alcohol in
honey,
it, y'all.
That's up right
it.
there.
Ooh, if you like a strong rosé.
It might ruin your car.
Just
You can't fix. You might fix your car. That stuff I ain't playing. That's when it got that bull.
yes.
That's strong.
Ooh, it's a strong
one. That's up I ain't playing. So so thank you for that, Sybrina.
Yes, you're welcome.
So we got to get into
Yes.
generational curses. So the meaning of that is
The definition of generational curses is a habit or behavior that has been passed from one generation to the next. So you can imagine what our families have done for years and years, thinking that is just fine and there's nobody's been changing, whatever they're doing.
because it was norm.
It's norm,
back in those days. So let's talk about some of the things that was thought of as normal back in the day that really could have been changed or should be changed as of today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we've learned more, we've evolved more, and technology is better.
Yes.
There's so many different changes, just throughout the world.
So many more changes. The first thing I think about is kids. And remember how they say kids supposed to be heard and not seen, or seen, not heard. Yeah, that's it.
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, and they don't teach them, or they feel like kids are just keep them over there. They're fine. I don't have to teach them anything. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to hug them. No kind of affection. No kind of thinking that the kids have feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you know what? Because back in the day, how y'all remember growing up, it was like if grown folks were in the living room or in there talking, where are the kids?
In the
back
room or outside. Yes.
That's just because you weren't allowed to be in there, grown folks' conversations. So, and I get it. Some things children should not be listening to. I get that.
Yeah,
I respect
that's
that.
true.
Some things we didn't need to know, for real. But the thing that's, I think is more difficult to kind of understand what they did was not showing the affection.
Yeah.
Or not thinking that children had feelings back in those days. It's like, my feelings are, and they was like, you ain't got no feelings. You ain't grew no feelings.
You too young to have feelings. You don't know.
You too young to have feelings. You're like, how? So a lot of times children had to hold a lot of things in because they weren't allowed to express what they were feeling because they would get in trouble for that. So they bottled up so much frustration and hurt and pain and anger and all that. You just weren't allowed to do it.
Think about what it did to those kids later on in years. Think about that. If you're not able to express yourself, what kind of adult do they become?
Right. They didn't say anything. Like, people would grow up and it's like, well, how you feeling? Nothing. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
But really, there's so much going on inside. And even when you get your tail spanked, they tell you behind them, shut up. Yeah. Wait a minute. I can't even hurt.
Yeah.
But it hurt though. They don't hurt. Shut your mouth.
Exactly. Girl.
That was crazy to me.
Yes.
You gonna beat on somebody or spank on somebody and say, shut up, don't you cry. Man. Like it's supposed to feel like, well, just keep beating me. It feels great.
Right.
I'm gonna smile. Who does that?
It's weird. So I guess it's like there's like a big generational gap to where the parents felt like they didn't have to talk to the kids and explain things or talk with them or treat them like human beings. It's just like, you're my child, you do what I tell you to do, move on, don't ask no questions.
Yeah, I don't owe you nothing.
Yeah, I don't owe you anything. You belong to me.
Yeah, you mine. Shut your mouth and go sit down.
Right.
And go wash some dishes or something. Yeah. You weren't allowed to say, but Mama, I feel like this, or but Dad, I feel like this. No, I'm telling you to do this. You do it, and you don't say nothing else.
Right.
But, I guess times have evolved now where children say, but Mama, can I tell you about this? You hurt my feelings when you say, you ain't got no feelings. You ain't grown up yet to have 21. And you still don't get them in my house.
Right.
So it's like that shutdown thing again. You know what I'm saying? But, myself, when I had my first son, I always made a conscious decision to tell him I love you. I hugged him and told him I love him all the time. All my boys grew up. That's just because I wanted them to feel that. I wanted them to know that it's okay to hug me and say, I love you, Mom. That it's not a bad thing. It's not being weak or too sensitive or anything like that, because eventually I knew they would, get wives later on. Yeah. They need to be able to say that without feeling weird about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And have kids themselves and be able to show affection to their kids because they learned it from you. So it's a
You have to do something different.
Yeah.
But back in the days, adults weren't showing affection to children because they're like, no, they weren't showing affection, period. Like you never saw your parents hug or kiss it, or they was like, no, that's off limits. That was something totally private and was behind closed doors. Children weren't allowed to see it or talk about it or nothing. But what about this? So as young girls, the parents or the adults would tell you, stay away from boys.
Oh yeah, without explaining. But why?
But why? Like they got cooties. Like what's? They never said why. They just said stay away from boys.
Yeah.
We didn't know if they had diseases. And, they had bugs or what. Yeah. They just said stay away instead of saying stay away from young boys because you might start having feelings. If you start having feelings, you may do something. You may go to a level of intimacy that you're not ready for.
And girl, they never talked about sex or the birds and the bees or what happens when this happens or anything like that. Even women's cycles. I don't remember having to talk about that. Just like
it just happened. You're like, what the hell? I'm dying. Lord, take me to the hospital. I'm dying.
Like, it's like I gotta take you to the store and get you something. You're like, what the heck?
I'm not going to the store and getting them things.
Right.
No, Mom, you get them. Just slide them under my door. It was anything with your body was so unspoken.
It was.
It was unspoken. You don't talk about that. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You just didn't say it. You know, you didn't talk about sex. You didn't talk about, female issues. You just didn't.
Right.
You didn't talk about birth. You can't talk about birth control because what you talk about birth control for? Because you're not around boys, remember?
Yeah.
So there's no way you can talk about anything else.
Yeah.
So
it was not explained. So you just had to learn as things went on. And you made mistakes. And then you got looked at horribly anyway because you made mistakes. But
nobody taught
you anyway.
No, they didn't.
It was a hush-hush thing.
Yeah, you just stay away from boys because they dirty and musty. Fine.
Communication. That is a generational curse you need
with your children.
Right.
Like nowadays, I mean, sometimes I think parents be saying too much.
Yeah.
My goodness, because some of the things these kids be saying, you're like, oh my goodness.
Right.
But at least give them the basics of, how you take care of your body. If you get next to a boy or a girl, what could possibly happen and the repercussions from that. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to go that route, this is what you do to prevent it. Back then, we didn't know anything about STDs. All we hear about was crabs.
Yeah.
Somebody got the crabs. Like, where? We didn't know if they was big.
We didn't know what they looked like.
We just heard about crabs. That was the worst you could get when we were growing up. Like, oh, Lord, you got the crabs? Jesus, what you gonna do with them?
I forgot about the crabs. Oh, my goodness.
That's the worst thing we ever heard about.
Right.
So then you got, now there's so many different things that, you could get.
Yeah.
It's just things that just change. And so you have to have those conversations.
Yes, you do.
But back in those days, like, girl, all you can do is get a crab.
Yeah.
If you stand next to a boy, like, girl, you can't stand next to him, but he gonna give you a crab.
That's so true. Oh, my goodness.
So that's one generational curse that I pray that people now are more open about to their children. They're more loving towards their children, and they can speak freely when it comes to their bodies and what for young ladies, what to expect and what not to expect, and for young men, what be going on with their bodies when they got to be in the bathroom for 2 hours a day.
That's true.
Gee, or in the doggone shower for 2 hours. What you doing?
Right.
Ain't no soap left. None. Just everybody has got to wash with water when they come out.
Right. That's true.
Yep.
All the hot water's gone.
Everything.
I remember them days with my sons. It's crazy.
Like, get your butt out the shower. But every mother with boys, y'all understand. Y'all know they go through their little phases too.
Right. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a man around to discuss things. But I didn't care. I had 3 boys. I was saying, I just told them. I just did because I'm like, hey, don't be doing all that.
You need to learn. Right.
Yeah, you got to know. Yeah. I told them what to expect out of little girls and about their body, older, using deodorant and stuff like that. You got to tell the kids that.
Exactly.
But y'all, some of these little kids, they be about 4 and 5 and they be musty as hell.
Oh, gee.
What's going on with these little kids' bodies? I don't understand.
I don't know.
How little kids being so young, getting so much, like that's not normal.
It's in the food. I swear.
Go what they eating.
All this chemicalized food.
Chitlins. onion sandwiches.
All this food is mixed up with steroids. All this food
it's
is not
unreal to me how little bitty kids, like we like back in our day, you'd be like a teenager before you start smelling that little musty oniony smell. Disgusting. But now these little kids is like, boy, where have you been? Why do you smell like that?
Wow.
Y'all but take care of them babies.
Yes.
Put their butts in the water and make sure they use soap in the water. Because they will go in there and do like this with the water. I'm done. Finished. Still just busted.
Oh, goodness.
So,
no, we can't have that.
No, so y'all take care of y'all babies.
Yes.
And talk to them.
Yes, please talk to the kids.
And one thing I was going to say too was about make sure you're talking about their bodies in case anybody is touching them.
Yes.
You
Please
gotta do
let
that.
the kids know. Don't allow your kids. Don't just say stay away from Uncle Leroy. Don't do that.
Yeah.
you beat Uncle Leroy's tail because Uncle Leroy know better. Somebody need to stop Uncle Leroy from years and years ago, but they never did. It just allowed those kids to be around them, just saying, stay away from him.
Yeah.
And that's not good. You know what I'm saying? They need to stop that generational curse of allowing these people to touch these kids in certain ways where they know it's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not okay to just say stay away. No.
Or it's a hush hush. Don't talk about that.
Don't talk about
Don't
it.
talk about Uncle
just stay
Leroy.
away. Just
he kind of sick in the mind. Just sit by me.
Yeah. No. That's not,
but you never know what Uncle Leroy may sneak and do. You don't know what his intentions are.
Exactly.
You don't know. What's on his mind when you're not right there by that child.
Right.
What he could do to that child.
That Uncle Leroy might be super nice to that kid, giving him candy and stuff like that. Like, well, what's wrong with Uncle Leroy? He's nice.
He's nice. I like him. The next thing you know, there's an issue.
Right.
And your child's acting different or acting out or something because, Uncle Leroy done touched him inappropriately.
Right.
So you have to break the curse of just family issues like that. People in your family that's touching little children and everybody's just like, you just shut up about it. You don't talk about it because you don't want the family to be shamed because of this one person, so they don't talk about it.
Exactly. And they just let it go to the next generation. And the next generation is wrong. Somebody has to stop it.
Has a little mannish stinking tail boy of his own, and he starts it.
Exactly.
He starts touching on little kids, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna stop and send Uncle Leroy to jail?
Or beat his tail down, or both.
Right.
All of it. And please listen to your kids. If they do tell you something like that is going on, don't brush them off like they're not telling the truth. Please listen to those kids
and confront the person.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you gotta put all that out there. You can't just be so hush hush because the person that's being hurt is a child.
Exactly.
That mess in and trying to act like you embarrassed. You can't be embarrassed. They're the one that did. They're the one. They should be the one embarrassed.
Exactly.
With all these men and women out here giving away their bodies for, trying to find somebody and they decide to touch a child.
Right.
That's on them. They don't want to got to deal with the consequences.
Exactly. And you should never
keeping that quiet.
Yeah, you should never want your child to think that you're not there to help them or protect them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To just know, mom and dad were never there for me. That's gonna stay with them for years. You should always be there for your child, no matter what.
You think about those people like years ago, like they, even like some of the celebrities that come out and they say, when I was this age, all the way from this age to this age, this person was touching me. Their parents had no clue,
right?
Because the child or the molester was just. What they call them, groomed them so much and bought things for them and did things for them to where they felt like, well, maybe he's not so bad.
Right.
But then they knew that grooming was a consequence. There was something else that was going to happen.
Exactly.
But they threatened their family or whatever. So you always got to be careful and watch out for your babies because you don't know how people are so sick and disgusting.
For real,
that they won't go get an adult. They'd rather touch a child.
Exactly.
That's the sick. They need to get some help and go to jail and get their tail whooped one.
All of it.
All of the above.
Yes. And one thing I think is really important too is teaching your kids or your family about finances.
Yes.
Especially when they're, growing up in school, they're not teaching them about credit and balancing a budget and all that stuff that I know of. Well, I know we weren't.
We never.
So
we didn't even know. We didn't really know about credit.
I know.
Gosh, until we were way up into our 20s.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that was never discussed.
Right.
They never taught us about that stuff and how it would affect us later on in life. And like, why, instead of them having these schools that have children basically memorize a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of school now is just memory. If you memorize it, you pass, you go on.
Right.
You get a good grade.
Right.
Instead of saying, let me show you some things that's going to change
really
your life. It's going to affect you literally for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why they don't teach stuff like that
because your whole life is revolved around credit. Whatever you do in life, I don't care if you're getting an apartment or getting a job or getting a car. Or it's anything. All about
credit.
What kind of credit you have.
That is so true.
Yeah, what kind of job you have.
So why not teach that?
It's got to be taught.
From first grade.
Right.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
What's a good credit score? What's a bad credit score?
How do you get a good credit score? How do you get credit?
You don't start teaching those kids at very, very little. And it can be basic credit things.
Right.
Just the basic. You know what I'm saying? And what do you do to make it better? What's going to hurt it?
Yeah.
You know, things like that. They can teach that in school. I don't understand.
I don't either. How do you pay your bills on time? How do you balance your budget? How much money can you need to do this? You know what I'm saying?
Or say to get a house. What should you do to get your first house? The things that you should do? Those are things that help people to thrive in America, help people to build or, you know, break all these curses of just staying in a rut and not learning anything but, you know, your alphabet. I mean, it's good to know how to spell, but still, it's so much more to life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The things that's going to affect you.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's sad because you have these kids who are 18 years old and their parents don't teach them nothing. All of a sudden, hey, you 18. I left at 18. You have to figure it out type thing.
Yeah. And they put
without
them
knowing
out
anything.
At 18
That's
years
a generational
old.
curse.
And they didn't learn. They didn't teach them about finances. They didn't teach them about credit.
And
they
school
didn't teach them how
either,
to save. So they're just out there winging it.
Yeah.
And usually they might go to the military or they may try to go to college. But if they go to college, they don't know anything about that. Then they got to try to figure out how to do their financial aid and all this and try to be an adult. And some kids can break through it, you know what I'm saying, and try to figure it out.
Yeah, and they
do.
do.
A lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
But some kids just like, you know, forget it. I can't deal with this. I don't know how to do it, but I don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know how am I gonna live?
Yeah.
And take care of myself.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you are adamant about letting your kid get out at 18 or having them out, make sure they're prepared. That's all you gotta do. Make sure they're prepared so you don't feel, you know, so they don't feel bad. The kid doesn't feel like, hey, my parents abandoned me, you know, I don't know Jack. Right. So
because you gotta think about how many young homeless teenagers from like 18 to 25 that's just out on the street, or they start doing illegal just to survive.
Yep. Because they know they can't go back home.
They can't go back home, and they don't know nothing else. Yeah, going from friend to friend to friend.
Right.
You know, until they get tired of them, then they're on the streets, and then next thing you know, they're either doing something illegal, or they're in jail, or they end up hurt or killed or something crazy. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really, but when you get a child, you have to parent that child. You can't let the child be the parent.
Exactly.
You have to parent that child from the time when that little child, you got to teach them this is daytime, this is nighttime.
Right.
This is when you eat, this is when you sleep.
Right.
You have to get that child on a schedule.
Yeah.
You're the parent.
Right.
I know they're in your world, but you have to get them adapted to your world.
Exactly.
For the big world. You have to get them. You can't evolve everything around the child's world because the child don't know anything.
Right.
He's a baby.
Exactly.
You have to adapt that child into your world and start teaching them from baby.
Yeah.
Shoot, my kids little. Oh no, you can't sleep with me, bro. We're not gonna do that. I'll put your little bed right next to me.
Yeah.
But what you're not gonna do
is
be, because then you gonna catch it trying to get them out the bed.
Right.
In a year or two.
That's true.
Next thing you got a big 12-year-old laying in between you and your husband. No. Get your tail in your bed. No.
Oh, goodness.
I can't do it.
Right. It's all about teaching, preparing.
Yes, preparing.
Yeah,
that's it.
Preparing. It's okay to do what your parents did, but you got to do better than they did. You know what I'm saying? Learn the lessons and move on. Yeah, tweak it a little bit.
You can take what they taught, get what they taught you, and find a way to make it even better. Exactly. Take it to another level.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. Man.
I know.
Another one, girl, I'll be thinking about sometimes is people relying too much on the government help. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
It's like it's okay to use it as a stepping stone, but don't sit there and say, well, your grandma did it. Oh, you better take advantage of it because it's out there for us. But instead of having a person who work for what they need. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen documentaries where it's 3 and 4 generations of people that just stayed on government assistance for 3 and 4 generations. Like, well, my great grandmama did it, my great grandmama did, my grandmama did, my mom. It's like, okay, so when does
it get better? When do you teach them better?
When do you show them, okay, I don't want you to live like this.
Right.
I want you to do better than me. Right. I don't want you to stay in this area because like, you know what kind of area this is. I want you to get outside this area and be better than than me.
You should always want your child to be better than you.
Yeah. You want them to learn more. You want them to explore more. You want them to see more. You know what I'm saying? Because put them in that same little, 5-mile radius
Yeah, like
all of
it's
their lives.
okay.
And some people live like that.
They
Like
do.
all of their lives, they never leave the same town.
Right.
They never leave. Some only leave the yard. They just go to
Right.
school or go to work and they come home and they've never been outside their town.
Right.
They've never been to, a concert. They've never been to, just a
Outside of
movie
their
theater.
state,
Like
child,
they've never been
anything. Right.
anything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just work, home, school, home. And they live like that for all of their lives.
that is not
as
life.
big as this world
I
is.
know.
It's
I
just
know.
unreal.
It
and
is.
it's not always about how much money you have.
No.
Because I feel like whatever that you want in your life, you can accomplish it.
Yeah.
If you want it bad enough,
Yeah.
you can get it.
And you should teach your children this.
Yeah. From the time they're born, it's like
Yes.
whatever you want in your life, you can have that.
Yeah.
You just have to be determined and motivated and just go for it. And quit telling people that I can't do it. Oh, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Right.
Shoot, there's too many people. Just look at all our past history and our black history. All the slaves
Yeah.
that ran from Georgia to Chicago.
Chicago. Oh
Just
my. Think about that,
walked
girl.
Ran.
Yes.
Do you know how far that is?
That's too far, girl. That's why it took them
Do
years
you know
to
how
get
small
there.
my feet will be?
I'd have
Girl,
been dead, girl.
from my foot to my hip, baby, everything would just be swollen.
Yes.
That when I tell you that's some determination, that's some
Yes.
motivation, man, they were determined to be better than what they
Right.
had been through.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they had nothing compared to what we have now.
right.
That's crazy.
It's really crazy. And it's really sad when you have people who are trying to do better in the family. They break away from the norm and they get talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you better than us? Oh, you this and you that. It is so
that's
messed
so
up
sad because
to
somebody
talk about somebody who's trying to do better, who does do better.
or
you
their
know,
dream was
is
bigger.
bigger and better
My
than the
dream
families.
was bigger than just
Right.
this.
Right.
And so you don't have to stay in a rut. If you're in a
don't.
rut, it's because you're choosing to. Because I promise
Right,
you,
right.
if you got a little job, I hate the job, but go get a better one.
Yeah.
But there's some things that you're gonna have to do different. Better things. You gotta do better to get better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you sit up there, you sit around all day, you ain't doing nothing but watch TV. You
That's
just,
on you.
You just sit on the front porch,
Right.
smoking cigarettes or some reefer or whatever. Okay, so how's a great job gonna come to you? How's a nice
Right.
job gonna come to you if you just sitting on your butt? It's
Right.
not.
It's not.
You gotta
It's
go
not.
get that.
It's not.
And stop talking about people or thinking that you can have what the person that busted their butt and they were dreaming bigger. They wanted more. So
Girl.
you talk about them because their dream was bigger. No,
Yeah.
you get you a dream and you go
have
for
to,
it.
and don't expect to get anything for free. Don't expect
No,
to
you
just
work
come
for
to
it.
you and think it's they're messed up when they're not going to give me this. I'm your family, You doing better than me, so give me some. It's wrong, and don't look down on them or expect them to give to you when you just sitting there not trying.
Yeah.
That's messed up. That's a curse and
You
a
have
half
to
right
try.
there.
Yeah, now that's a curse. When
That's
you
a
thinking
curse.
sitting on your tail
It's okay.
is normal. Well, they did it.
Yeah.
No,
It's not
But
good.
but what did they have? What
Right.
did they accomplish? Because sometimes you can have generation after generation after generation that don't even own their own home.
Yes.
Everybody rented.
Yes. Right.
Everybody lived in a project, so everybody was on assistance.
Right.
Why? Because nobody said, I want to do
wanna
different
break away.
or I want more.
Right.
Somebody has to break it and say, no, me and mine, we're not living like that.
Exactly.
We got to get out. We're going to hustle. We're going to work hard. But if I don't care if I got to work 2 jobs or whatever, I got to do it because me and mine, we're going to have better than this. I don't want to
Yes.
be on a system. I don't want the government waiting on the government to tell me what little bit of piece of check I can have every month. No, when I can make 4 or 5 times that much.
Right.
So what do you either settle for what they give you or you go get and make more or 5 times more than what
Right.
they give you? It's just a choice.
It is
and
a
it's, And
choice.
it's a mindset.
It is. It is.
What is your mindset?
It's a beautiful thing when people break that curse. It's really good. So
Yeah.
looking down on them because you didn't do it is messed up. It's
Yeah,
so
because
bad.
some people, I
It's a
don't want
lot
to
of
get
work.
I don't want to get on a plane. I don't want to get on no bus or because sometimes
you in a box.
you
your
in a
whole
box.
life. Your whole
And
life.
if you don't try things, you'll never know what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta try something.
Yes.
If you don't want to get on a bus or a train or a plane, and you don't want to go work to get a car, what you gonna do, Skip?
I don't know.
Yeah, what you gonna do? Like,
I
don't understand it.
I don't either. I don't either.
You just have to
break it.
You have to
some
do
way or
better
another.
if you want better.
Yeah, you really do. Yeah, and I think about these people who they look at, sometimes there's deadbeat dads out there or deadbeat moms who end up in and out of jail all the time. They feel like, well, man, I went to jail, I'm going to be just like them. You know, instead of thinking, well, I made a mistake, let me go and do something better. I don't want to live like them anymore. I don't want to be like them. So break that cycle somewhere or another. There's always family or friends or teachers or somebody out there who's able, or programs that can help you step up and do better for yourself.
Yeah, because sometimes people, you know, and it's so sad in our community, sometimes people glorify going to jail.
Yeah.
They like it's so cool. Oh, he was a big dog in jail, or she was a big dog in jail. No.
Or gangbanging or drugs or something.
Well, how? Like, I don't see how's that better in your life to go to jail?
Right.
You got somebody to make you get up a certain time, go to bed a certain time, eat the nastiest food, this disease infested food that you can think of, and then you hope and pray that you have a family member that's going to send you
or
money to get you something
something
a little better, and to come visit you.
Right.
But then you get programmed in that prison or that jail mind, and you begin to think that's normal.
Where you're supposed to belong. Yeah.
And it's not. That's not what you know.
So
you
going back
to live in a cage.
Yeah. So going back to them, it's like no big deal. I've been there before. It's like it's just what I do. I'm good at it.
I go again.
Yeah.
I don't care. And then you got to fight every day, and you got to watch your back every day, and you got to hope you don't get killed or stabbed or whatever every single day. How is that normal?
That is not normal. It should not be normalized.
And I think when people get into that kind of mindset, it's some ain't ticking up there. The elevator done stop. You know, on the
second floor. It just got up one.
It just stopped. It didn't go no further. Like, for real, you got to think. How do you think that that's all that you deserve?
Oh,
you deserve.
To change who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like when people grow up being drug dealers, and they're thinking, I got so much money. I got these little funky gold teeth that make my breath smell bad. And I got all these tennis shoes and all these chains and bracelets and all this kind of stuff. But you don't even own a house.
I know.
You own nothing but some gold teeth and a piece of car, you know, a few chains, but do you have any property, land? Do you have anything, any asset, like something? Wow. Because that little chain, that thing gonna turn in about a week, get it wet.
Yeah, and you're looking over your shoulder your whole life.
All the time.
Kind of life is, that's not a life at all.
You're looking over your shoulder, people trying to fight you for territory that you don't even own.
You may die the next day, you don't even know it.
Yeah,
you know
or they could come after your family. For what? Is that real? Like, why live on the edge of life when you got so much more to show? You got so much more to prove within yourself. Yeah. But you're choosing a life of danger and heartache and pain and anger and all, when you don't even have to do it.
I know. And unfortunately, youngsters look up to them.
That's so sad.
Especially in lower income neighborhoods, because that's all they see.
And they got these
the
little
money
babies,
and the cars and the
chains and gold, and got these little babies barely walking, 2, 3, 4 years old, and got them sagging. Got them with the chains on. Like, no, you better be teaching that little boy or that little girl their lives without the streets.
Without all that.
You don't own the street. No. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
That's a whole sidewalk that belongs to the city.
Don't it?
You don't own it. But if you invest in yourself and your family with some land or some property, now that's when you're doing something. That's when you're looking
That's
when you're changing the generational curses.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
But just saying, well, this is my sidewalk today. And then you got to dive in behind the bushes with somebody come shooting at you, but you eat up a bunch of dirt because you worried about somebody driving by trying to shoot at you.
Exactly.
No. And then on top of that, you out there selling stuff that's killing people and your friends. Yeah, you killing them. It's so sad. That if you really think about that mentality, I want to be flashy so bad. Yeah, that I will risk killing all my friends and family.
Ooh,
I was
girl.
selling this mess to friends and I don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't care. I'm just gonna sell it because I need to be flashy.
That's messed up.
If you really think about it, it's kind of sick.
It really is sick.
You know?
It's very selfish. It's very selfish.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
self-centered.
it's horrible. And then on top of that, I'm going to jail.
Right.
Sit in a cage. Mm-hmm. It's just I
a shame.
pray for people like that because I can't understand the risk and how you think so little of yourself that it's like I deserve to be in a cage and to kill anybody that's close to me.
Oh my goodness.
If you think about that, that's really what it is.
Messed up. Yeah.
It's it.
It's not. I mean, they glamorize this stuff on TV and stuff, but in reality,
That's not
can
real.
you imagine?
That's not
That
real.
is,
Even the rappers say all that stuff that they
It's just-
have, they
yeah.
rent it.
Yeah.
You know, but these people, they mess up these people's minds so bad with these videos. They think, oh, I can go get that chain. I can go get that car and those rims and all that. Bro, that stuff is rented. They got to take it right back where
Yes,
they got
they
it
do.
from when that video is over.
Even on
And
the
you-
reward show, they rent those jewelry, all that beautiful
those
jewelry out,
dresses
and take
outfits,
it right back.
They
Yeah.
tell you who made it.
Yeah.
Or Ralph Lauren or somebody. or Gucci people them. They made it, but it ain't mine. You know, like they borrow that stuff. They flash it, to everybody and give it right back.
Give it right back. Yeah.
People have to really think about what you're seeing, and it's so sad how people advertise things on TV, how they glamorize people or things, materialistic things.
Yes,
you know?
they do. Oh my goodness.
And what is scary?
Oh, I was thinking about how when people go through trauma in their life and how sometimes they get stuck in it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Instead of getting help, it's okay to get help.
Yeah.
Girl, nowadays mental illness is so out there. It's being spoken a lot more than it used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in the day, people was like, no.
Just stay away from it because you know you're a little touch.
Stay in this room. Don't open that door.
Don't open that damn door. You better go and put that refrigerator back over there. Shoot, wrong with you.
So if someone has some trauma that's been on them or some kind of mental illness, they need to get help. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't stick them in a room or you
Yes.
don't just push them back like just don't look at them.
Yes.
You know, I know they a little special, but you don't look at them. You just tuck them back.
Right.
You don't talk about it. The family don't talk about it. Instead of saying, let me get this person some help so I can
Yes.
get them out this state that they're in.
Right.
Some kind of way.
It's
you know?
okay to ask for help. It's okay to go to a therapist. You know how
Yeah.
such a stigma, oh, I'm not crazy. I'm not going to talk to nobody.
Yeah, I talk to myself. But shoot, I ain't crazy.
But you are crazy because you're talking to
And
yourself.
you know, and they'll self medicate and
Drugs,
marijuana.
pills, whatever. And that's how.
And that's how I'm
another
well
thing.
now.
Yeah.
I have my liquor. I'm well. See how calm I am.
That's
how they think.
Yeah. You think about how back in the day, how you would see these drunkards walking down the street with their bottles. You
Yeah.
know, just in the country, just walking, and everybody knew, the little drunk Larry or drunk whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a
Go Woodrow,
reputation,
while
yeah.
y'all push him on back over there before
Right.
you get hit by a car. You know, and you you got, all right, Mr. Woodrow, don't get in that road. Okay, baby.
So-
and they just go on and nobody
Nobody
just
mess
knew
with
it.
him.
Instead of helping him to get out of that kind of stuff. But a lot of
Right.
people like, girl, they ain't none of our business. Don't look over
say-
there.
yeah.
Leave them alone.
That's what's
And
what we
even
do.
if it's in the family,
I
they say it's
know.
none of your business.
Instead of trying to get them help, you know, it's just
It's
pushed
sad
away.
that we have people within the family that they need some help.
Right.
Like they really y'all know. But then you be like, they're crazy, but don't say nothing to them. leave that fool alone. He's crazy. You throw something at you.
Right.
But just leave him alone.
Yeah.
Just walk away
He's
from
been doing that for
him.
all these years. You better leave him where he
If
needs
you
to
start
be.
talking to you, just run.
I know.
Act like you don't even see it. And that's sad.
It's so sad,
Instead of family getting
that's what
together
they
and say,
do.
you know what? This person is really not
Yeah.
stable. We need to do something to help.
Right.
But they don't, nobody wants to get involved. Nobody wants to pay for it. Nobody wants to do the investigation. Maybe, let's see
Right.
how, if we get, maybe something they can get done for free.
Right.
Just have to take the steps, and nobody wants that responsibility because
Right.
they don't want to fall back on them. He ain't bringing it behind my house to say, shoot, he crazy. So they just stay back and they just let it just go on, and then his craziness goes down to his children. And,
Yes.
it's just, you have to just be
keeps going.
so careful.
Yeah. So we have to find a way to break the generational curse.
Right.
In any situation it is, you just tweak it. Like you said, tweak it into a way it's not going to affect you or it could affect your offspring. Because if you don't break it, they're going to keep doing the same thing from generations on.
And why would you want your family just to suffer?
Yes.
In some instances.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about the children, like not being loved and not being hugged on. Well, ain't nobody hug on me. Didn't nobody love on me. Well, just because it wasn't done to you don't mean you can't. That you shouldn't do it to someone else.
Yeah, what kind of person are you? You must not be a very nice, lovely person anyway. That's why you need to be hugged. So now your children need to be hugged.
All of you need a hug.
I know. Yeah. So it's got to be broken some way. And you can see it.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my goodness. It's really sad.
But like I said, it's some things are so ingrained in people that's just what they think is right.
That's all they know.
Normal.
Right.
Or even one thing, cooking. Y'all, back in the day, what they have to cook with? Salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And flour.
And
grease. Fat back. Yeah. Man,
all that.
They didn't have a bunch of stuff.
No.
That's all that, back in the day, our families didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
They had to use what they could afford to have.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, hey, look, salt, pepper. Flour, maybe some butter.
Yep, that's true.
And milk. And you made it do what it do with those basic ingredients.
Yeah, cornmeal, all that.
So cornmeal. So and so now back in the day they got all paprika, garlic, and all this other kind of stuff. They're like, what in the world is that? But you live and you learn. Wow, there's more spices than just salt and pepper. Then you realize how bad salt is for you.
Right.
About to kill you all them years.
That's so true.
And sugar.
So you can use alternatives now. There's other things out there that you can try.
Yes.
You don't have to be stuck on salt and pepper.
And sugar.
And butter.
For real. But back in the day, we only ate what
was given to us.
What was given.
And we had to eat it all. That's another thing.
Yes.
You eat everything on your plate.
And you wonder why, now these kids big as hell, obese and stuff, because eat all your food. Because back in our days, we didn't know when we was going to get another meal.
Right.
They didn't know.
Yeah,
we didn't know.
Eat what you
can. So whatever we got, we ate it all, because we that little meal may have to last you to the middle of the next day.
Right.
Maybe at lunch.
Exactly.
Or something at school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Before
true.
you got your next meal.
That's true.
So you have to just appreciate that.
Yeah.
But now kids eat so much.
They eat so much stuff. It's crazy.
Goodness. And I know I'm guilty because me and my husband, them grandbabies come over there, it's just stuff everywhere. You want cookies, cakes, snacks, what you want, baby? You want apple? Okay, that's apple soup. Just whatever.
Right.
But see, it wasn't always plentiful.
No.
When we grew up.
Yeah, that's true. And people are living like that nowadays too. There's still people out there suffering,
Yeah.
People are out there on the streets suffering because they don't have, they don't have a meal or a job or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's still going on, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I know. So y'all, what kind of things that we didn't talk about today that we need to break? Or men showing their sons more love and teaching them more things.
And that it's okay to show emotion.
Yes. Because they didn't do, men were like, too strong or whatever. Shouldn't tell you all that.
Right.
Go ahead and sit down and watch.
Right.
That's what they did,
Yes.
So, man, I know it's a lot of things that we really have to think about. And we have to really think about our mentality with things that we grew up doing.
Right.
Versus what have we learned since that time, and how can we improve on it to make our families better? Exactly.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And I guess on that note, this wine has gone down. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope, let us know some things that you maybe you and your family have worked on to improve. Yeah. And maybe they can inspire somebody else.
Exactly. It's always good to learn about some stuff, but you can't, you didn't like, and just move on, do better.
Yeah, things that you couldn't change, and you just didn't know.
Yeah.
Some people just didn't know.
Exactly.
But times are improving. Hopefully we can continue to inspire and motivate and do things better for ourselves and our families.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, how about that?
I like it.
Yeah. right, girl. So who you shouting out to today?
I am shouting out to my husband and my boys and my grandboys. Oh, they never boys here.
I know, right?
And my mom and my sisters and my brother and his family. I love y'all so much. All my cousins and uncles and aunties. All my Wind Down family. Love y'all. Continue to watch us. Share, like, all that. And we will see y'all next week on Wind Down Fridays.
All right. Well, thank you guys once again for joining us here on Wind Down Friday. A special shout out to Channel 49 TV, Mr.
Yes.
Donnell Ballard for making making it all possible for us. Our Facebook family, we love you guys so very much, as well as our YouTube family. Please be sure to go to YouTube and like and subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe. Don't forget, like and subscribe on our YouTube Wind Down family, okay?
All right, y'all.
Shout out to my wonderful husband, Mr. Barry Ward Sr., my boys, my grandbabies, my brother Bill and his wife Lacey, my wonderful sisters. I love y'all so very much. Did I say my boys? That is my boys and my grandbabies. Okay, all right. I love you guys. We appreciate you guys so very much. Continue to watch us here on Wind Down Fridays, and we'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Love, piece of hair grease. We're gonna take
another sip of this
penicillin.
Cheers.
Girl, I swear that's an antibiotic.
Ooh,
Golly.
that's some strong rose. I love rosé. That's the strongest one I've ever had.
That right there.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I bet you this will cure COVID.
It might. Drink it daily, girl.
Like you taste it and you just
clear up
suck
all
it.
that.
Yeah, you take a sip and you just breathe in. It just tastes like penicillin. You don't think? Girl, that's why they got that bull on
I
there.
know that's why they got that bull.
Yes.
Girl. Ooh.
That thing kicking the chest with both
Kicking it.
feet. Front and back.
Oh, goodness. Don't want to ride that bull. Oh, goodness.
With imagination, I want
Freedom. What a mess.
This is song right now.
Cheers. Oh, my goodness.
I'm trying to make a proud, that's how I be living. Yes, we gotta make the most of the time we given. And this to the homies doing time we need them. Open up the sales, let them find it, freedom. Independence of self without.
Very, but I put it on TV. Oh, very, but I put it on TV.
You better not. Are you not?
Feeling blessed, no more. New year, new me, man, I'm tired of the rain. Yeah, I need a change.
So into that.
Hey, some people ask us, what got us started in this.
Oh, okay.
Y'all never did that. I just think that's important. And I think
I don't know what got us started.
You called me and said you want to do something.
And I told y'all need to do something.
And you said, wouldn't it be cool if we did? Yeah. Then we had to figure out the name and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You actually thought of the name.
Maybe it was gonna be Wind Down Wednesday. We changed it to Fridays. Remember that? We said Wind Down Fridays.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
when we started doing it on
Yeah.
Fridays.
Because we church tonight.
I don't even know what got us going, but
No, you said because you were doing on BOC. You said they was always talking about the credit, and then a guy said you couldn't really talk about relationships because it was the wrong kind of platform.
Yeah.
And so you would say it's something you've always wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's when you called me and said you want to do something like that. I remember that phone call.
But Barry's the one I think that suggested that. Because I don't think he want to do BOC no more.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why we did it. He didn't want to do BOC no more.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't want to do it. So he said, well, baby, why don't y'all do something?
Oh.
He actually suggested it. And I thought, and I said, because our chemistry is like so,
Yeah.
it's so natural
Easy, yeah.
and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't hard at all for us to just get up and just talk to each other.
Right,
We
that's
do it all
true.
the time, all day, every day.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true.
But the
So
difference
ain't
is,
nothing difficult to
No.
just do it.
but we
Yeah.
just talk about things that we think would interest people as well as ourselves.
Right.
You know.
Easy to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it was.
Sure will.
Yeah. Ward,
And I'm Sybrina Brown.
and we're your co-hosts from
Wind Down Fridays. If you enjoy shows that are informative, some prune juice,
Uplifting
and funny,
Please be sure to check your local listings for Wind Down Fridays here on Channel 49 TV,
where the fun begins.